Section 5 Temporal and Reality Theories. Time is usually imagined as the one force we cannot escape, an unbroken line stretching from our first breath to our last. We are taught to trust it, to measure our lives by it, to believe in its steady rhythm. Yet beneath this comforting illusion lies the possibility that time is not a river at all, but a construct. A framework designed to guide perception, restrict awareness, and maintain order. What feels like stability may instead be a delicate disguise hiding a far stranger architecture of existence. This section steps into that deeper, more disorienting territory, the realm where chronology loses its certainty, where memory becomes unreliable, and where reality reveals itself as something far more malleable than we were ever led to believe. Here, the concept of a fixed timeline dissolves. Past, present, and future begin to overlap, and the very nature of consciousness becomes a battleground between what we perceive and what truly is. The exploration begins with the unsettling idea that everything, every moment, every version of life, every choice might already exist simultaneously. Rather than moving through time, we may simply be navigating a narrow path through a vast multiverse of possibilities. Déjà vu, long dismissed as a cognitive glitch, emerges as a potential symptom of this deeper structure. It becomes the sudden awareness of a moment experienced before, or in another version of reality, a flicker of recognition slipping through cracks in the facade. From here, the narrative turns to the provocative possibility that reality itself might be a programmed environment. The simulation theory asks us to imagine a world so meticulously constructed that every memory, every relationship, every belief feels natural because it was designed to be. This is not fantasy. It is a genuine philosophical and scientific inquiry that suggests the world may behave like an immense operating system. If that is true, then strange coincidences, repeated experiences, and unexplained anomalies may not be accidents at all, but visible seams where the code falters or adjusts. What becomes especially disturbing is the idea that the simulation or whatever system governs reality might not be static. It might update, correct, or modify itself while we continue moving through it. When entire groups of people remember events differently, when history appears to shift at the edges, or when memories feel out of place, these may be the artifacts of a world being subtly rewritten. And though most people never notice, some minds seem to resist the overwrite. They feel déjà vu, they sense the shift, or they catch the momentary hesitation in reality's performance. The concept of time travel then emerges, not as science fiction, but as an extension of this deeper structure. If reality can be altered, perhaps time can be navigated. Rumors of classified experiments, lost individuals reappearing unchanged, anachronistic artifacts found in ancient tombs, and accounts of people seemingly out of place or out of time all converge into a pattern too persistent to ignore. Whether through technology, consciousness, or dimensions beyond our sight, the possibility arises that time itself may already have been bent, rewritten, or controlled. These ideas challenge the foundations of everything we believe. They blur the line between physics and philosophy, between memory and illusion, between coincidence and design. They suggest that reality may not simply unfold, it may be curated. And if it is curated, the logical question becomes, by whom? Throughout this section, the reader is invited to confront theories not as isolated fantasies, but as interconnected threads within a larger tapestry. Simulation theory, déjà vu, time travel anomalies, quantum distortions, prophetic visions, unexplained technologies, and historical inconsistencies all begin to point toward a single possibility, that our world is far less stable, far less linear, and far less authentic than it appears. Ultimately, the true conspiracy is not merely whether time can be manipulated. It is whether we are living inside a system that edits its own timeline and our memories along with it. If that is the case, then déjà vu becomes a clue left behind. Strange coincidences become evidence, and the human mind becomes the final frontier capable of perceiving the cracks, resisting the programming, and glimpsing the truth beneath the illusion. In the end, the question is no longer is time real, but rather how much of what we call reality has been scripted. Because if the world behaves like code, and time bends like light, then the boundaries of existence are not walls, they are decisions. And perhaps the greatest truth we can discover is that we were never meant to simply follow the timeline. We were meant to question who wrote it.